Hello guys, welcome to a new video. Today we will gonna show you the Swedish version of El Día de los Muertos.
So in Sweden we have divided in 2 days. So we have one that is called Allhelgona Dagen and the other one is called Alla Helgons Dag. So it's basically the same. So to English it would be like All Saints Day and All Saints Saturday. Allhelgona Dagen, All Saints Day, is celebrated 1st of November always. But Alla Helgons Dag, All Saints Saturday, is always on a Saturday between 31 and 6th of November.
Okay, but what are you celebrating? It's like El Día de los Muertos or what?
So the Saturday, we always go to churches and we turn on candles for the dead ones. And 1st of November is just a day in the calendar. We don't really celebrate that anymore. It's not a holiday in Sweden anymore since in 1772.
So 300 years ago, celebrate more.
So we always celebrate the Saturday between 31 of October and 6th of November.
Yeah, but basically it's like the Dia de los Muertos that everyone knows from Mexico, that they go and celebrate and try to pass a time, remember those ones that have passed away. But this one is the Swedish version,
Yes.
right?
But it's not the same day every year.
Okay. Everything started with yesterday, basically, because we went to one cemetery that is called, what's the name?
Skogskyrkogården.
Okay, we went there because it's a very famous place where everyone is going to commemorate this special day. But it was super mega dark. I mean, when we arrived, we know it will be a little bit darker, but we thought there will be lamps everywhere. But no, it's only the lights of the candles, no more.
No street lights, nothing, zero. So people were walking around with their flashlights from their phones to find the graves and where to walk. Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, visual is super nice. It looks super good. We saw different families going. They go and like clean the graveyard from the family members or for the friends, and they spend a little bit time there. It's very different, the activities, on what we have seen in movies from Mexico, because at least from Latin America, this kind of thing is a little bit like a happy moment. Like
it's like a party.
It's not a fiesta. No, it's not like that.
Bit.
I mean, we have the idea that it's like a carnival, but it's not a carnival. And here is more time to reflection. People is quiet.
Yeah, everyone are calm, respectful. You just go and you light your candles. You remember the people. It's very quiet.
That's why we came to. We didn't find a spot with a good light, and we don't have the most pro camera to record at night, so we have to record the day after. And we are here in another church where it's basically another graveyard. Yeah. So you can see a little bit of candles on the floor from yesterday that people have left here, and that's how they celebrate basically. So yesterday when we were in this celebration, we started to talk a little bit about how is the process in Sweden, because I consider that it's very different from my country, which is Colombia.
It's very different. How long time does it take you from death to funeral?
Technically, between 2 or 3 days, it's ready, everything. It's quite fast.
In Sweden, it takes, what I have experienced in Scandinavia, 2 weeks.
Minimum.
Yes.
Okay, but why it takes so long time? Like, it's too much time for me.
It's a process. So first, when a human dies, if it's a natural cause, it will be a doctor checking why you die, and then say that you're dead.
Certificate? Like put a death certification.
Yeah, kind of like a death certification. And then you need to register the death in the tax agency.
Okay.
And then they need to like approve that. And when all that process is ready, you can have the dead body to start the process for the funeral.
Okay.
And in Sweden, we're quite sentimental. So it takes time to even start the process with the funeral.
Okay. But I mean,
Yeah.
we are sentimental too, and it doesn't take for us so long time. It's
You
not,
have no choice.
but I mean, it's keeping the feeling for too much, and then you will gonna have again to feel it again in the funeral. I mean, I received the news today, and then I have to wait 1 month to bury my family member or friend. It's too much time. No.
You need a process to accept what happened.
But you can accept or make that process after you burn the person, or no? Okay, we are very different. We are very different in this part.
And how
Okay.
is it in Colombia?
No, in Colombia, basically, the person die. They go directly to one specific place that we have in different cities. They check and give the certificate of death and estimate like the reasons. And once they have that, they go directly to a funeral. It can take 1 or 2 days. That's something that you don't have here. And it's that basically people can go and see the dead person for 1 or 2 days maximum to say like the last goodbye. And then that same day they can go to the church, have the ceremony, and then burn the person or put in the graveyard, one of those. But you cannot see the dead body here.
You can, but usually it's just close family if they choose to do it, but we don't make it to a thing for friends and family to come and say bye-bye.
Okay.
It's just for the close family if you want to go to the mortgage house to see the person.
But the day that you make the funeral, people can like say the goodbye to the person.
You can choose to have an open casket,
No.
but I have never experienced that.
Okay. Another thing that was like I was checking is, for us or in my culture, it's very common that we give flowers to the family and the dead person. But here I read something like people can donate money for a cause that the person wanted.
Yes, I have heard that as well. I didn't experience that, but I have heard that, yeah, for example, if it's one animal lover, that person maybe choose to donate, for people to donate money to an animal shelter or something like that.
Okay.
Instead of coming with flowers and things for the funeral, to put the money on the animal shelter instead.
Okay. Interesting. We have been together for, I consider, quite long.
Many years.
Many years. So we have been experienced to each other the loss from a close family member. So unfortunately, Jonah was in a time that a close family, one uncle died in Colombia, and we were at that moment there. So I mean, it's sad, but at the same time, when you see now that passed many times, it's in some way like kind of different, because that's the way that she meet all my family. I mean, she met all my family in the middle of one funeral, and that's a little bit strange, I consider.
Yes.
Because the first impression was not a hug and a happiness moment; it was a hug of sadness. So it was strange, right?
It was strange, but you're trying to show respect for that moment. And you can see that they're still happy to see you and meet me, but they are sad.
Yes, it was a very strange feelings at that moment, and it was very strange to. I didn't see my family for at least 3 or 4 years, and when we traveled, happened that situation, and Jonah experienced the whole funeral. I remember when we were like moving the body from the church to the cemetery place. It was something that is super Latin American, because one taxi like blocked us from the caravan that we have, and then another uncle get out to fight with the taxi driver. It was very folklorical, very
Colombian.
very Colombian. It was very Colombian, yes. I mean, in the middle of the sadness, it was something different that, of course, we will never forget. But what do you think about the funeral in Colombia? I mean, different from here?
It was beautiful, and it was a big process.
Mm-hmm.
That first you come to see the body with family and friends inside of a room, and he's there for how long?
It was like 2 days.
1 or 2 days. And then we went to the church and had like a ceremony. That one was quite similar to Sweden.
Yeah, quite close from here.
And then we went, all of us, for the funeral when he got buried. It was beautiful, but sad.
Yes, but the folklore, I mean, you feel the folklore from Colombians in that way.
A lot.
And on the other hand, we went in a funeral from a family member from Jona. That one was not in Sweden, was in Finland. We traveled there. But from me, that I never experienced something like that here, is very different. The way that they express the sadness is different than we do it. Of course, there is people that can cry, or people that is sad. I mean, you know the situation, but it's different. It's very different. Also, you have like a kind of fika when finish all the process. I mean, after that, all of us
we be in the church for the ceremony. We go to the graveyard to bury the casket.
Oh.
We throw flowers on the casket, and then we go inside for a fika.
Yes.
With all the family members
to
talk like good memories about the person who died.
Yes, it's different, and but the contrast is huge, and it's difficult to explain in words.
Yeah.
How it is, but we notice the difference of cultures that we have. But anyway, the death is something that no one can skip, and we need to face it.
And what color do you dress in for a funeral?
Black. Black.
The same. Black.
Yeah, it's black. And white flowers for the person that died.
Always?
Or roses.
Always?
Red roses. Not always, but majority of the time is white and red.
Okay. Usually we consider, it's very personal. We usually consider what the person likes.
Okay.
So if we know the person likes one kind of flower, usually everyone buys that one.
Okay. Interesting.
So I think nowadays in Scandinavia they like to make it very personal, the funerals. Everything is according to what the person who died likes or liked.
Yes. So with this terrible weather, we say goodbye today. It's like 5 degrees, 4 degrees.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible, it's super cold.
It's a cold day. It's not terrible. It's not raining a lot.
No,
it's not super cold.
It already stopped the raining.
Yeah.
But,
so it's okay.
But it's very cold. And,
it's a nice fall day.
Yes, winter is coming. We can feel it. So with this, we say goodbye for today. I hope that you like it, the explanation of how is the Swedish Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead here. They are very respectful. They celebrate that. They commemorate the death of the families and friends and people that love it. And it's funny to know that this kind of culture that is very, how to say that, like private with many things, like they don't express so much the feelings. They are doing it in one way, with the candles.
Yeah, very peaceful.
So we will see you in the next video, guys. We hope that you like it. Don't forget to subscribe and give like. And see you in the next one. Bye bye.